So it started with headaches. I started getting terrible blinding headaches, and they went on for months and months and months, to the point of about 2 or 3 years of just really bad headaches. The first year was the worst. Muscle spasms all through my shoulders and back, numbness in my hands and arms, dizziness, burning sensations in my fingers, stuff like that. You know, anxiety in crowds, fireworks. I can't handle being around fireworks at all. Sort of intrusive memory, not flashbacks, but like sort of compulsive remembering. A sort of uncontrollable level of distress that was attached to those compulsive memories. They had diagnosed me as having Gulf War syndrome, but that was just a sort of catch-all. There was no specific diagnosis. I joined in the late 80s when we weren't in combat anywhere, so I thought I was just gonna go be a glorified Boy Scout, you know, playing guns for 2 years. And then the Gulf War happened 8 months after I was stationed at Fort Bragg. There were about 100,000 US troops that were exposed to low levels of nerve agent. And it wasn't like there was an explosion and then we noticed something, a cloud of gas or anything like that. I wasn't around any of the munitions demolitions or anything like that. And then finally, about 10 years after the war, it was rediscovered that we had exposed our own troops. I didn't have any idea what was going on. I just thought, headaches, you know? I'm a pretty serious bicyclist, so if you ride for long distances, it's pretty typical to get some numbness in your hands. I thought the numbness had to do with me bicycling a lot, but that the headaches didn't make sense. Everything made sense at once you know, we could attach nerve agent exposure to it. My symptoms were very, very much part of what you experience with low-level nerve agent exposure. Nerve agent exposure isn't healable. Your body can re-heal nerve damage, but it's a very slow, decades-long process. Because I was a veteran and I had, you know, VA benefits, I just started going to the VA hospital in Philadelphia, which was the closest good VA hospital to where I was at the time. Some guys are suffering from nerve agent exposure like me. Other guys are suffering from environmental exposures. Other people are suffering from, they think, a combination of like sand flea bites meets other parasites and whatever. Other guys are suffering from just PTSD. I think it helps, you know, for the bureaucracy, for getting you into the VA system and things like that. If they can put a name to it, and then they can treat you, or they can put you in the system to be treated. But in terms of, you know, a solution to what you're suffering from, we don't really have that. The symptoms have seriously lessened over the years too. They sort of peaked after a few years, and then they just sort of, they evened out. But I don't know if it's just the way the body manages chronic pain, you know, when you get used to it, or if they actually are much less than they used to be. But they don't bother me nearly as much.